Hey everyone, hope you're all doing amazing. In this video, I wanted to give you guys a breakdown in terms of how we structure our outbounding prospecting campaigns, what are the different platforms that we use, how we build out protocols for each and every channel that we leverage, etc., and also how we build out a growth team that can make all of these things happen. Right. So at phase one, we isolate your audience. We figure out who your ideal customers are. We figure out the target market. Once you've figured that out, we build out a growth team. So a growth team, in simple words, is 5 to 10 people who are part of the team who already have experience in appointment setting. They know how to DM people. They know how to email. They know how to have conversations with your ideal customers. We build out sales assets so that they can educate these customers regarding your product and see whether the products that you guys are offering actually help them solve any problem that they have. So we build out a growth team, which is done completely in-house. Once we have done that, we start leveraging 4 different platforms. Primarily, email is an evergreen channel, and we leverage or we utilize another one of these channels, right? So starting off with email, what we do is at first, the software that is recommended is either Instantly or Smart Lead. If the emails that you're sending out are plain text HTML emails, if you have a lot of graphics or imagery in your email campaigns, then a more advanced software is recommended, which is Active Campaign. So once you've figured out the software, now coming to the number of domains to have, usually recommended to have around 10 domains, 2 email accounts per domain, at least at the validation stage, to figure out whether email is the right platform. Once you figure out, once you start seeing results on email, you can always ramp these numbers up. So at least at the testing phase, what we do is we purchase 10 domains on Google, 2 email accounts per domain, add in the necessary records. It can be DKIM, MX records, DMARC records, etc., to keep yourself away from spam so that your emails are landing in the inbox. Once you've added the necessary records, you warm up these email accounts using Instantly or Smart Lead for 14 days. So 14 days minimum. With Instantly or Smart Lead, you can have multiple email accounts. You can have multiple warm up in place for the same pricing. They don't charge you per account, so you can have 100 accounts and they still charge you the same fixed fee. So Instantly or Smart Lead for warming your email accounts up. Now once you go past the warm up phase, which is for 14 days, you start sending out emails. So initially start sending out 25 emails per day per account, which equates to around 500 emails per day, which you can slowly ramp up to 50 emails per day, right? Initially, don't start blasting emails, which might kind of hinder your open rates. So start off with 20 to 25 emails per day and slowly increase it week by week. Now, coming to lead lists, for example, if you're a SaaS, if you're a B2B SaaS, you can scrape leads from Apollo or SalesNav. Verify these leads using Million Verify or Never Bounce, Zero Bounce. There are a lot of email validation softwares that you can use. For B2C, if you're an application, for example, let's say you are a fitness app, right? You have a wider demographic, you have a broader niche, you're targeting a broader kind of spectrum. So you have a lot of people in the same space. So scraping leads is not the way to go. You'll have to build out your email lists using paid ads. So there are a couple of ways to do this. So if you have an existing website, what you could do is for every new person that lands on the website, you can either give out a free document. Can either give out a 7-day trial or a 14-day trial to collect their email IDs, which you can later on use to email these people. So that's one way to kind of leverage emails for B2C applications or SaaS. Now once you've figured out the email aspect, you test it usually for around 30 to 45 days. It's kind of more than enough to figure out whether the campaigns that you're sending out, the messaging, the audience that you're targeting actually works or not. If it works, you scale these things up. If not, probably the platform isn't for you, and you start leveraging other different platforms to validate the product, right? Now that's for emails. Now coming to LinkedIn, the only purchase that you need to do is Sales Navigator. Well, of course, if you want to automate things up and you want to ramp up the numbers, you'll probably have to purchase another software like let me put it here, Alexi or Expandy. So this helps you set up campaigns and reach out people at bulk. So that's regarding outreach campaigns for LinkedIn. So you purchase the sales nav, you either purchase Valix or Expandy, you build out your lead list using appropriate filters. It's usually a hassle to figure out who your ideal customers are because the filters aren't that great on sales nav. But once you figure out the right industry, the right keywords, you'll be able to build a lead list of your ideal customers. Now once you do that, you create 5 different LinkedIn accounts. So the problem with LinkedIn is you can't have they're pretty restrictive when it comes to the number of emails you can send out, the number of connections you can have. For a sales navigator LinkedIn account, it's usually around, I'd say, 25 connections per day. So if you want to scale your numbers up, you'll not be able to do it with just one account. You'll have to purchase multiple accounts and scale them horizontally. Now, once you have around 5 different LinkedIn accounts with Sales Navigator installed in them, you create sales assets and build your profile. So make sure that the profile that you build is congruent to the product or the SaaS that you're selling, right? And once you do that, you start creating sales assets. Sales assets can be educational content. It can be testimonials of some of the customers that you have had who have spoken good about the brand or about the product before. So you build out your sales assets, you build out your profile, and you build out a VSL or a landing page. Basically a VSL or a landing page is 4 to 6 minute short video which summarizes what your product does, who your ideal customers are, how and what kind of problems does the product actually solve, right? A simple 4 to 6 minutes video to educate customers regarding the product, and then you start reaching out to your connections. So when it comes to scaling, it's a bit difficult with LinkedIn with the number of restrictions they have, but it's always possible if you have multiple different accounts. So you need to have multiple different people handling these accounts. And yeah, you'll be able to scale it horizontally, but not as much as you could with emails, right? That's regarding LinkedIn. Now coming to Facebook or Instagram, and even Twitter for that matter, we have pretty much the same structure. For these social media platforms, we build out a growth team. It's usually around 5 to 10 people who are experienced appointment setters, who experience DMing people, approaching people, and pitching your product. Once you build out your growth team, you start approaching followers of influencers in the same space. For example, let's say you have an email marketing SaaS, which helps people, track more. Probably, softwares like Klaviyo have an attribution error. So your SaaS is solving that issue. So what you would do is, since your industry is email marketing, since your niche is email marketing, you would DM people that are in the same space. So for example, you have an email marketing SaaS. The ideal influencers that you would target would be someone like Chase Diamond, who runs an email marketing agency. They've driven over $100 million in sales. So most of his followers are people that are in the same space or interested to getting into the same space. So his followers are also your ideal customers, right? So what you would do is you would install those growth specialists in your team, and you would start DMing all of these 20,000 followers and figure out whether your product will be able to solve their problem. So that's one way you can leverage Instagram and Facebook. And at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. You'll not be able to scale or see results with 50 or 100 DMs, right? You'll probably have to do this for 30, 45, probably even for 2 months to figure out whether the platform works, whether the prospecting channel that you're using actually works or not. So even with Facebook, similar to LinkedIn, you have a limit that you can limit in terms of the number of DMs you can send out per day. It's around, I think, 40 to 50 DMs per day. So if you want to scale things up, again, you'll have to have multiple different accounts. Usually recommend around 5 to 10 accounts, so you'll be able to send anywhere between 250 to 500 DMs per day, to figure out whether the platform actually works for you or not, right? You start approaching followers of influencers in the same space. Again, pretty much the same structure. You start DMing these people, you create sales assets and build out your profile. Make sure that the profile you build is congruent to the product that you're selling, and add in a lot of social proof so that once someone goes and visits your profile, it can be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn or Twitter. There's a level of credibility that's built up. So yeah, add a lot of testimonials, educate people regarding the product, on your posts, on the videos or on reels, etc., to make sure you come off more trustworthy. So that's regarding Facebook or Instagram. Again, it's a numbers game. You'll have to pump out a lot of numbers to see any tangible results. Now coming to Twitter, there's a software that you can leverage. Unlike Facebook, you don't have to install a team of 5 to 10 people. You can use software which kind of removes the manual part of it, but still you'll have to have multiple different accounts, right? So what Contact Bird does is it helps you scrape your ideal customers from influencers, similar to Instagram, but all of this is automated using this particular software. So what you would do is, for example, let's say you have an email marketing software, right? You help marketing agencies probably with list building. You probably have an email validation software which helps you validate emails as invalid, valid, or unknown, etc. So anything related to marketing agencies, email marketing, usually works well on Twitter, because you have an existing audience already built out, right? So what you would do is you would scrape someone like a cold email wizard who has his own cold email program, coaching program. So most of his followers are kind of in the same space, who use cold email for their business, for their clients businesses, etc. So all of these followers are your ideal customers at the end of the day. So what you would do is you would use contactbird.io. You would scrape as followers and you would start DMing these people pitching your product. Again, make sure you're creating sales assets, make sure that your profile is congruent with the product that you're offering, and make sure there's a lot of social proof and credibility that is built out once people actually visit your profile. So that's how you do it with contact bird. Again, the limit per day per account is around 20 to 25 DMs. So if you want to scale things up, again, you'll have to do it by purchasing multiple accounts. So this is in short how our outbound prospecting kind of protocol looks like. This is how we set up campaigns. This is how we kind of test out whether a platform works for your product or not. So again, this is just a brief overview of how we kind of implement things. There's a lot more that goes into while setting up campaigns, as while setting up your newsletters. But yeah, I hope you guys could kind of get a vague understanding in terms of how we set up things. Anyways, if this is something that you would be interested to kind of install into your own team, feel free to DM. We'd be more than happy to help you out. So until then, hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.